Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rjax. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Shockwave A2 gaming controller. This is an aftermarket replacement for the Wavebird. The reason why this came into production was because Nintendo stopped making their Wavebird, and the demand for the Wavebirds is still out there, so they decided to make them. There's a few things that I don't really like about the Shockwave A2. There's things I do like about it. I'm going to be going over that. Initially, the thing that I don't like is the controller. As you can see here, it's a little bit different than the feel of the Wavebird. The Wavebird just feels a lot nicer in your hands. It's a little bit more curved, and it makes it a lot easier to hold. I like it better. Had I not ever had a Wavebird before, I probably wouldn't notice this and have been accustomed to it. I think it's something that you can really get over, but that's just one of the things that I noticed as I was looking for more wireless controllers for cheaper. This is the adapter for the Wavebird. It's pretty nice. I like it. It links up really well with the Gamecube and the Wii, so there's really no complaint there. Although one thing I did notice was the port is off to the left and it's not centered like the Wavebird's is. So as you can see here, I have them both side by side, off to the side and in the center, as you can see with the Wavebird. Another difference is the way that the controllers connect. As you can see here, there's a little button. You turn on the controller and press that and it links up. You only have to do that with the initial install, and then it links up very well. Whereas the Wavebird, you set it to a number and then you change the controller to the corresponding number. I kind of like the Wavebird's method a little bit more. It means that you don't have to use the same controller for the first player or second all the time, and you can change on the fly. Here you can see the drastic differences between the placement of the port. Now, where does this matter? Well, it matters here. As you can see, if I plug it into the first player with the Wavebird, I can easily plug it into the second player. But what happens if I reverse it? So I plug in the Shockwave receiver, and you can see it hangs over a little bit, and that little bit just makes it impossible for me to plug in the Wavebird. So for the Wii, if you're going to be using these alongside a Wavebird, you're going to need to use them in the spots above it, in player 1, or below it rather, player 2, 3, or 4. You can't use it above the Wavebird. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does this work with the Gamecube? Well, initially I was optimistic and hoping that the problem wouldn't be there anymore. As you can see here, I very easily plugged the Wavebird into the second player slot. However, it has the exact opposite problem. It always has to be in the slot above the Wavebird. So overall, you know, that's a little minor nuisance for me. Doesn't really make sense not to buy it because of that. You just have to organize your controllers accordingly. The Shockwave A2 really does come with a nice container. It's packaged well. There was a few things that I didn't like about the Shockwave A2. The major issue that I had with the Shockwave A2 is the triggers on it. They don't have sensitivity. So you can depress it all the way and you'll get a response from the controller, but for games that need the actual trigger sensitivity in it, it doesn't work. Also, the control stick is not nearly as sensitive or as smooth as the Wavebird. I'm going to use Super Smash Bros. Melee to demonstrate this, and so just bear with me for a second here while I load it up for you guys. So, alright, here I'm using the Wavebird. Notice how smooth and slow and precise I can move it. Really awesome controller the Wavebird is and was. I really wish Nintendo would reproduce these, as they're still viable for the Wii and the Wii U, especially with the new Super Smash Bros. Melee game coming out. But, you know, I really enjoy the sensitivity of the control stick with the Wavebird. Now, with the Shockwave A2, I'm trying to use it as sensitive as I was using the Wavebird. It's just not possible. It's fast and jerky, and I'm pressing it as smooth as the Wavebird. You just don't get the same smoothness in the Shockwave A2. So here I'm going to demonstrate to you that the buttons actually do work. I've heard a lot of people say the buttons don't work. I'm using the Shockwave A2 here, and if I depress it all the way, obviously you get the shield up. For both of them, they both work on both controllers that I purchased. But you know, if you're going to use it for Super Smash Bros. Melee, absolutely this controller is going to work for you. There's going to be a few things you don't like the sensitivity of the control stick just isn't there. But the left and right buttons will work. I was initially going to show you the issue with the trigger sensitivity using Mario Party 4, but my game file corrupted, so I'm going to have to show you guys using Need for Speed Underground. This was one of my favorite games growing up, and it uses trigger sensitivity for the throttle and brake by default. The race starts and nothing. As you can see here, I am pressing down on the controller on the Shockwave A2 and nothing's going. Neither side works. So I'm going to switch over here to the Wavebird and demonstrate that it does work in the game. So all I did was swap out my controllers, and as you can see when I depress it, it works. This isn't to say that the trigger doesn't work, it just does not have the trigger sensitivity function in it. And that's one of my bigger complaints. Ultimately, I was a bit disappointed in this purchase. I don't feel like it's my responsibility as a consumer to have to accommodate the substandard controllers. So I don't want to go into my games and remap the controls for them to make up for the substandard controller, nor do I want to give up the sensitivity that I've become accustomed to using the Wavebird and the control stick. Luckily for me, I purchased these from a reputable online vendor called LukeyGames.com, and their return policy is awesome. They even pay for return shipping. So I'm out no money from this purchase, and I'm sending them back. Overall, I was actually pretty pleased with the controller. All the buttons worked very well, minus the triggers and the control stick. And if you're going to be playing any games that don't need those functions, and those are the only games you play, this will definitely be a controller that you can use. However, for me, it's just not what I was looking for, so a little bit disappointed in sending them back. That concludes my review of the Shockwave A2 wireless gaming controller for the Wii and Gamecube. If you liked my video, please comment below. If you didn't like it, please comment below and let me know what I can do better. RJax out.